Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive, all about voice-activated technology.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to be looking at, how it works, its history, all the applications,
Right.
and sort of where it's headed. I mean, we've got research articles, even Jörg-Owe essay, Voice-Activated Technology.
A classic.
And it's fascinating to see how much this technology has evolved.
Absolutely.
Like, get this, it all started back in the 1950s. Can you believe that?
Really early days, right?
And today we're talking to AI-powered marvels. I mean,
It's come a long way.
a long way. So let's rewind back to the beginning.
Okay, let's do it.
Back to those early systems.
Right.
So we can really appreciate, the journey and how we got to where we are today.
It's a fascinating journey for sure. And to really understand how far we've come, we need to look at those early systems. For example, Bell Labs' Audrey system from 1952.
Audrey.
It could only recognize spoken digits, 0 through 9.
Wait a minute. You're telling me just digits.
It's
Yep.
just digits, like
Right.
a very basic telephone operator. Pretty limited, right? But it was a huge breakthrough back then. As Schneppet highlights in his essay, even those early limited systems set the foundation for everything that followed.
So Audrey was basically taking baby steps.
Yeah, I like that analogy. Baby steps for sure.
Paving the way for, the voice-activated marathon we're running today.
Exactly. And those steps got a lot bigger in the 1990s. That's when we saw those large vocabulary systems come onto the scene.
Okay.
This era brought us hidden Markov models, or HMMs for short.
I think it's
These models use probability to predict the sequence of sounds in a word, and that made them way more accurate than those older systems.
Well, we're talking about like IBM's Shoebox and Dragon Dictate.
Those are the ones, the pioneers.
I remember seeing them in movies. People talking to their computers, and it was actually typing out what they were saying.
It was mind-blowing at the time, and you're right.
Huh.
Without them, we wouldn't have the sophisticated systems we have today.
It's incredible how we've gone from, those clunky systems to being able to seamlessly chat with our devices. But how does it actually work? Like, what's happening behind the scenes to make all this voice magic happen?
Well, it's all about breaking down your speech into tiny sound units. These are called phonemes.
Phonemes.
Each phone is like a fingerprint, a unique identifier for each sound. The system analyzes those fingerprints looking for patterns.
Okay, so that's how the system hears what we're saying.
Precisely.
But how does it understand what those sounds mean?
That's where things get really interesting. That's where natural language processing, or NLP, steps in.
NLP.
NLP is all about context and interpretation. It helps the system differentiate between similar sounding phrases. For example, send a text versus send a tax. NLP allows the system to grasp the intended meaning.
So it's not just recognizing sounds, it's understanding the nuances of language.
Exactly. It's understanding that set a timer for 15 minutes doesn't mean set a tiger for 15 minutes.
And then there's machine learning.
Ah, yes, machine learning.
Which I guess enables these systems to learn from our interactions and get better over time.
Absolutely. The more you use them, the more personalized and accurate they become. It's like having a personal assistant that learns your quirks and preferences.
So NLP is about understanding the meaning, and machine learning is about continuous improvement.
You got it. And then on top of all that, we have dialogue management. That's what keeps the conversation flowing smoothly.
Okay.
It handles those clarifying questions, manages those moments when the tech mishears you.
It's like the conductor of an orchestra, making sure everything works together harmoniously.
A great way to put it.
I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. It's a whole bunch of processes working together
It is.
to create this seamless voice-activated experience. And we've come such a long way from just recognizing digits to understanding complex commands. It makes you wonder how Jörg-Owe envisioned the future of this technology back when he was writing.
I know, it's fascinating to think about, right? And that journey from basic digit recognition to sophisticated language processing, well, it's opened up a whole world of possibilities.
Yeah.
Applications that are changing how we live, work, and play.
Let's dive into those applications.
Yeah.
I mean, this tech is everywhere, from our cars to our classrooms. It's really changing the way we live, work, and play. And I think it's safe to say we're just getting started.
I completely agree. We're just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
What's possible with voice-activated technology. It's amazing to think about all the ways we're using it now, right? I mean, from hands-free driving
Oh, yeah?
to smart homes that respond to our every command. Voice-activated tech is becoming a part of our daily lives.
It's true. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I had to, actually push a button to turn on the lights.
Right.
It's all, hey, turn on the lights.
Exactly.
But let's be real. All this convenience and all this innovation, it comes with some serious questions too, right?
And of course.
Especially when we think about the potential downsides.
You're absolutely right. Voice-activated technology brings a ton of benefits, but it also comes with its challenges. Just like Jörg-Owe reminds us in his essay, every leap forward in technology brings a new set of hurdles.
And probably the biggest one on everyone's mind is security.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the idea of a device constantly listening, waiting for a command,
Yeah.
it can be a little creepy. Like, what if someone hacks into these systems and listens to our conversations?
Yeah.
Or even worse, takes control of our devices?
That's a valid concern, and it's something that tech companies are very aware of. They're working hard to address it. Things like strong passwords, two-factor authentication, and on-device processing. These are becoming more and more common to minimize the amount of data that's sent to the cloud and potentially at risk.
So it's like this constant race between the good guys and the bad guys.
It is a bit like that.
As the tech gets better, so do the methods of those trying to exploit it. But it sounds like companies are taking security seriously.
They are, and they have to. The stakes are too high.
What about those times when the tech just doesn't work the way it's supposed to?
Yeah, we've all been there.
Like when I'm trying to tell my smart speaker to play a specific song, and it keeps playing something completely different.
Oh, yeah. I know that feeling. Those moments can be super frustrating.
Yeah.
The truth is we still face some technical limitations with voice-activated technology. Things like background noise accents, different speech patterns, they can all mess with the system's accuracy.
And it's not just about understanding individual words, is it?
Right.
Sometimes it's like these devices just don't get the context.
Yeah, that's true. Natural language processing, or NLP as we call it, is still a work in progress, teaching machines to understand the nuances of human language, like sarcasm or humor. That's tough. It's a complex challenge.
So we're still in the early stages of teaching computers to really get us.
We are. To understand not just what we're saying, but what we actually mean.
But even with these limitations, we can't deny the impact this technology is having, especially in fields like healthcare.
Absolutely. Healthcare is one area where voice-activated tech has the potential to be truly revolutionary. I mean, imagine doctors using voice commands to control surgical robots. That could lead to more precise and less invasive procedures.
Wow, that sounds incredible.
It does, doesn't it? Like something out of science fiction.
And what about for people with disabilities?
Oh, absolutely. For people with mobility impairments or speech difficulties, voice commands can be a game changer, giving them more independence and control over their surroundings.
Right.
Think about it. Controlling smart home devices, accessing information online, the possibilities are huge.
It really is breaking down barriers and creating a more inclusive world.
It is, and it's not just in healthcare either. We're seeing these advancements in education, e-commerce, even logistics.
So it's really changing everything.
It's everywhere. In education, these voice-activated tools can tailor lessons and give students more personalized feedback.
Oh, wow.
In e-commerce, it's all about making shopping easier. You can just use your voice to find and buy things.
That's so cool.
And in logistics, voice-activated tech is helping to optimize those delivery routes, managing warehouses better, making the whole supply chain more efficient.
So voice-activated technology is becoming like this thread that connects everything.
It is. It's weaving itself into the fabric of our lives, making things easier, faster, more accessible.
But like Schneepat mentions in his essay, we can't forget about the potential consequences either.
That's right. We can't get carried away with the shiny new tech and forget about the bigger picture.
We have to be mindful.
We do. With any powerful technology comes responsibility. We need to think about things like data privacy, algorithmic bias, even the possibility of jobs being displaced. These are all critical issues that we need to address as voice-activated tech becomes more and more integrated into our lives.
So it's a balancing act.
It is embracing the incredible potential of this tech while being cautious and thoughtful about its impact on society.
Right.
It's about finding that sweet spot, that perfect balance between innovation and responsibility. And as we look ahead to the future of voice-activated technology, this is a conversation we need to keep having.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've talked about the history, the mechanics, the applications. We even touched on some of the potential downsides of voice-activated tech.
We covered a lot of ground.
We did. But now let's look ahead. What's next for this amazing technology? Where's it going?
The future is wide open. It's bursting with possibilities. As Jörg-Owe suggests in his essay, the potential applications are so diverse and constantly evolving.
Right.
It really feels like we're on the edge of a voice-powered revolution.
Okay, so paint me a picture. What might this voice-powered world look like in, say, 5 or 10 years?
Well, imagine this. You come home after a long day.
Okay.
And you can control almost every aspect of your house with just your voice. Adjust the temperature, turn on appliances, order groceries, all without lifting a finger.
That's like the ultimate smart home, right? Just talk to your house and it does what you want.
Exactly. But it goes way beyond our homes, too. Think about healthcare, for instance.
Okay.
We're already seeing voice-activated diagnostic tools that help doctors analyze patient symptoms more effectively. But imagine AI-powered assistants that monitor patients' vital signs remotely, alerting healthcare providers to potential problems before they even become serious.
So like a 247 virtual guardian angel for your health.
You got it.
Mhm.
Always there watching over you. But of course, with all this data being collected and analyzed, they have to be careful.
Right. There are privacy concerns to consider?
Absolutely. As voice-activated technology gets more sophisticated and more integrated into our lives, we need to make sure we're addressing the ethical considerations around privacy and data security.
It's that balance again, right?
Yeah, it is.
Between pushing the boundaries of innovation
Right.
and making sure we're using this technology responsibly.
It's crucial. We need to make sure that voice-activated tech benefits everyone, that it's used for good.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of voice-activated tech, what's the one big takeaway you'd like our listeners to remember?
I think it comes down to this: the future of voice-activated technology is in our hands. It's not some predetermined path.
Right.
We have the power to shape it. It has incredible potential to improve our lives, to make them easier, healthier, more connected.
Yeah.
But we have to be responsible. We need to stay informed, ask questions, and make our voices heard as this technology continues to evolve.
So it's not just about using the cool new gadgets,
It's about being part of the conversation,
right?
about how this technology is developed and how it's used.
The future is what we make it.
Exactly. And that's something worth thinking about. So keep exploring, keep those questions coming, and thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of voice-activated technology.
See you next time.